Well, we've been going non-stop lately with our coverage of the cannibal characters from the Marvel Zombies line of comics, but it's time to take a quick break from that gory goodness and take a trip to the land of DC to explore their very own dark and disturbing take on the zombie apocalypse. Of course, I'm talking about the infamous DCeased line of comics that came out in mid-2019. In celebration of the upcoming Batman movie, and just because he's like the best superhero ever, we'll be starting off the series with none other than the tragic tale of Zombie Batman. The DCeased story is a wild, dark, and imaginative take on the DC multiverse and is one of the most interesting Elseworld stories I have ever read. Bruce Wayne's involvement is not as involved as you would think in the overall story of DCeased, but it is still a bloody good time while it lasts. So without further ado, grab a Diet Coke, sit back, relax, and enjoy the full gory story of Zombie Batman. Who is he? Zombie Batman is one of the countless humans infected by the mysterious corrupted anti-life equation that turned him into a ravenous blood-hungry monster. He made his first appearance in the pages of DCeased #1 back in 2019. He comes from a world deep within the DC universe, but his origins pre-infection are very similar to that of the main Bruce Waynes from the main DC Prime Earth. This all changed one fateful day when the Justice League villain Darkseid came to Earth in what seemed to be an everyday run-of-the-mill alien invasion. Defeated by the League, like he always is, Wonder Woman wraps the dude up in the lasso of truth and demands for him not to return to Earth. Surrounded by the whole League ready to ghetto stomp him into next week, Darkseid weirdly and calmly says that he would not return for he got what he came for. He then casually just takes the lasso off, opens up a boom tube, and goes back to Apocalypse and dips back to his pad. Yeah, that wasn't weird at all. Definitely just changed his life around and isn't up to anything disturbing and evil, right? Right? As awesome as a cool nice guy Darkseid sounds, this was not quite the case. After the villain's departure, Batman reveals to the League that Cyborg was missing from the battle scene and was in fact not even on the planet. The League then asks Batman how he knew this, where he begrudgingly reveals that he implemented a tracker into Cyborg on the first day they met, and more or less reveals that he also tracks all of the League members. So, chances are, it's not the FBI guy watching in your computer, it's Batman. The Dark Knight knows all your search history, folks. It is then revealed that during the fight, Darkseid's goons had captured Cyborg and the whole invasion was just an elaborate ruse to bring him back to Apocalypse. It is here where Victor is laid down, basically crucifix style, where he is studied by Darkseid's chief scientist Desaad. This whole panel just screams Zack Snyder, and I'm all here for it. Desaad then reveals that he and Darkseid had dedicated their lives to finding what was called the anti-life equation, which would allow them to control all life in existence. He tells Victor that they already had half the equation, where Darkseid then shows up, looking menacing as ever, revealing that the remaining half was inside the robotic parts of Cyborg's body. Desaad then did the maddest mad scientist experiment ever and mixed the mother box tech along with the blood of death and then pumped it into Cyborg's body to get access to the equation. However, Darkseid must not have fully read the instructions from his Lego Hell set, for something went terribly wrong, for the equation got corrupted and Darkseid became infected, where he went stark raving mad and started killing everyone on the planet. Seeing that things went south real fast, Desaad then teleported the infected Cyborg back to Earth to try and get things to calm down, but it was too late, for Darkseid then leapt into the fires of Apocalypse, causing the entire planet to explode. Y'all confused at what just happened? I've read this comic multiple times, and I'm still not sure what fully happened here. All I know is, it's not good. The living computer Cyborg then found his way back to Earth, where his infected body got a real strong Wi-Fi signal and began teleporting the organic technovirus into all of the surrounding citizens' devices, causing them to rip their faces and kill every living thing in sight. Seeing all the death and devastation going on in the streets below, Superman then destroyed all the electronic devices around his family to keep them safe from just what was going on. See kids, next time mom says no to screen time, she's just trying to prevent you from becoming a zombie. So, mom's been reading her comics. As the virus spread, we then cut to Batman witnessing the carnage take place from the Batcave. Due to his super VPN and antivirus tech, Bruce's computer was safe from the anti-life virus from spreading to him. From his studies, Bruce discovered that the virus could either be spread from contact with electronic devices or by physical contact with an infected person. His computer reveals to him that 600 million people had already been infected, and just within a few days, every internet device would be affected, leaving the infection number in the billions. Batman then asked the computer if connections had been disabled in Wayne Manor, which, in good horror movie fashion, they had not. Immediately terrified, Bruce demanded for the computer to launch the EMP within the mansion, shutting off all connection from the outside world. A panicked Batman then dashed upstairs to the manor to check on Alfred and the rest of his family, only to find poor Alfred armed with a knife, holding off an infected Nightwing and Robin. Alfred, I love you, man. Zombie apocalypse or not, man was not afraid to throw hands, or should I say knives, with two full-on zombie superheroes. The bloodthirsty heroes then leapt into action as Batman desperately fought them off, telling them he did not want to hurt them. However, there was no speaking sense into these creatures, for their humanity was already long gone. The duo bit and tore through Bruce's flesh as he pleaded with Alfred to run. Man, every time I see this panel, it just gives me the willies. Whew. As the infection spread, it left only a few heroes left, such as Superman, his son Jonathan, Batman's son Damian, Green Arrow, and Black Canary, who is now a Green Lantern after being forced to kill Hal Jordan. The group gathered atop the Daily Planet, where they discussed just what they were going to do. Just then, Damian gets a call from Bruce from one of his transceivers. We then see Batman, now armed in one of Mr. Freeze's suits, with Alfred standing close by with an armed shotgun. He reveals to the heroes that he did not have much time left. Bruce was using the suit's cold to slow down his metabolism to prevent the spread of the virus, but his fate was sealed and he would soon turn. He tells Superman that the only way to stop this would be to kill anyone who was infected and to shut down the entire internet before the entire Earth was left in ruin. He then sits down and reveals to his son Damian that Alfred had a gift for him and wished he could have lived to see the day for Damian to open it. Just before he could finish his sentence and tell his son he loved him, the virus took over Bruce's body, fully transforming him into an infected. He then lunges at Alfred, who tearfully apologizes to the man he raised like a son. Alfred then opens fire, killing Bruce.